Wife, okay. It's your birthday?
Yes.
Really? Happy birthday. I love how fucked up he's getting for your birthday. How old are you turning?
27.
27. Okay. How long you guys been married?
Too long.
Hello? Did we lose service, dude? 21 years. Damn. So since you were 6.
Matt Rife is a Cillian Murphy lookalike that is known for his crowd work, he's very quick on the draw, and he's an expert at dogging people. You know, it's all in good fun, and when everyone goes to a comedy show, they know they go there to be made fun of. I've also been a victim to that, and as everyone knows, as my husband so eloquently put it, a phrase that he got from someone else, comedy always requires a victim.
It's not always that. Y'all gotta get some more black friends, bro. I'm telling you, man. Black dudes are so fucking... Oh, y'all read a book. Yeah, it's beautiful. Boy, you making me scared. I'm so bad. Jesus Christ. Especially in the dark. I can't even fight you back there, dog.
Don't say it, be it.
What? What?
You ain't a nigga, but act like one.
Ah, the cops. No.
Someone has to be the butt of the joke, whether it's the comedian themselves or other people. Making light of things is part of what makes the world go round and helps us become stronger people. It's why you laugh at yourself when you fall, because it gives you a sense of power that this thing isn't going to break you, or it's not that freaking serious.
You scheduling some dick? What are you doing? What's the move? You were just looking? That's worse. Who you texting right now? You were just looking at whose text? I saw the blue bubbles on there. Who was it? Who's more important than me right now? I want to know who's number one in your life right now. Who is it? You were just looking at what? It better be pictures of me. It better be my Instagram. Show me if it was me. And bitch, don't you scroll to another app. I swear to God. If you open another app. You want to be real? Be present.
This guy rose to fame because of social media and the short clips that showed him doing crowd work, which is really fun. Another reason he rose very quickly is because obviously, he's handsome. And let's be honest, a lot of women were superficial and were objectifying him. Because, you know, it's not every day you see a comedian that looks like he belongs on the cover of the Sexiest Man Alive magazine or something. Lips. As articles say, his audience is drawn in by his humor, but that's far from the primary motivation behind ticket sales. The man's chiseled good looks and Cavill-esque jawline. Man, that's gotta be something, man. When you're Henry Cavill and people use you as a benchmark for beauty, that's wild. Are a massive factor behind his popularity, something Rife is absolutely aware of. He leans on those good looks to sell out shows and grow his online fan base, and it's working. Can't really blame the man either. Look at how many famous people got on by their looks. The problem arises when Rife, frustrated by his status as a comedian loved by women, tries to reassert himself as a man's man. Look, I'm not saying that he's the most beautiful person, but it's obvious that he looks good, or is a little bit above average in terms of the look department. For that reason, he has a lot of female audience, and we know why. Isn't that funny how that works? See, an ugly comedian actually has to work on being funny because he probably thinks he has nothing else going for him. People are definitely not going to the show for his looks. You know, some guys have had people tell them over their lives for advice, you know, that they should work on being funny. That, like, underhanded nudge to basically say you're not gonna get any girls with that face. A lot of those guys know that they're not socially or unconventionally attractive. They're not 7 feet, 8 feet tall, like Navi stature, which is like the new standard now for some reason. They don't have a lot of money, don't have great looks, and so if they're funny and they have confidence, that kind of makes up for the lack of physical beauty. It's also a defense mechanism because a lot of these people were picked on in high school. Half of them, I honestly don't even think look that bad, but then when you have guys looking like Matt Rife, I'm pretty sure a lot of guys get annoyed and they whittle whittle down his craft to him just looking good without even giving him the chance. And a lot of these guys end up being brought to these comedy specials only because of their girlfriends. All they see is that he has an audience, which is an ocean full of pussy, and they automatically think that this is just something the girls find funny because they're not actually listening to what's coming out of Matt Rife's mouth, but rather concentrating on his mouth and what it could be doing and how fast it could be moving if it were locked in between their legs.
You scheduling some dick? What are you doing?
Just to be clear, I'm not the one thinking that. I'm just saying, as a woman, I can understand what other women are thinking. Trust me, I'm aware he's attractive, and that's not why I watch him. I feel like he's better at crowd work than just stand-up comedy, and I feel like someone like Josh Johnson is better at stand-up comedy, though I haven't actually seen crowd work with him, but I imagine with his personality type, wouldn't be a strong suit.
This dude got gaslit into being president. And, no, I'm not gonna run. And then we were like, no, Joe, please, you need to run. You need to run for democracy. And then he ran, and then a day into him running, we were like, this motherfucker can't run. This is very upsetting. Did you know this? And then he won. The dude wins. And then everybody, anchors, pundits, us, everyone was like, this motherfucker old as hell. It's like, he's like, that's what I said. This dude got gaslit into being president. And we have let him down every single day of his presidency. And by that, I mean we have let him fall every single day of his presidency. This man has fallen 5 times on camera, which means he falls every day. All right?
Anyways, it helps when you're actually funny. Now, I did watch the special because I heard that there was some kind of controversy surrounding it, which is kind of funny, that people are trying to cancel him, and every time they do this, they end up giving the very person that they're trying to cancel more exposure and thus more fans. Here's the weird thing about social media right now. People get mad at the most mundane things. The histrionics are out of this world when it comes to very trivial matters that are not even that serious. When he opened up with the domestic violence joke, I didn't laugh. I found it more funny that he went there, so it was one of those, oh shit, that's fucked, rather than, oh my god, I'm gonna hold my sides and guffaw. There is that type of comedy too. I've had friends that would say the most messed up shit. I'm serious, like the most messed up shit when they're roasting people, and you can laugh because, not because it's funny, but because it's fucked up and you respect the person for actually being brave enough to say some shit like that, especially at a time like this where everybody comes for your job and your livelihood for simply looking at them wrong or offending them because you don't think the way that they do or you didn't speak the way they expect you to speak. And so everyone's tired of this whole outlook. Everyone's fed up with being told what to say, what to think. So naturally, when people go on TikTok and every platform talking about Matt Rife this and Matt Rife that and how he offended them, normal people are going to look at these sensitive people being overly offended, and they're automatically going to make a quick judgment about Matt Rife and agree with him without even having watched his special and support him on principle, because the sensitive people that are trying to cancel him are the same people who have a problem with absolutely everything.
To like talk about celebrities in this way, but oh my god. I know there's a lot of buzz around his Netflix special. I haven't watched it yet. I was going to, but apparently there are a few jokes in there that people are getting offended by or upset about, and in response he posted this. If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology. And the link is to special needs helmets. I'm not making this up.
How far along are you? 7 months? Oh my god, it's almost here. It hurts, right? Yeah. If you could compare like a guy having to go through, like what do you think we would have to go through to experience something like that? Anal? Doesn't sound that bad. I think it's a lot worse than anal. I would imagine. I think it's a different pain. I mean, you've taken a big shit before, you know? That's basically anal, you know what I mean? Every dude in here has taken a shit so big that you're like, I could be gay. You know? Like this was light work, you know what I mean?
So they're talking about what Matt Rife did actually backfired. No, what you did backfired, just like it did with Dave Chappelle. You ended up making him more popular because I can guarantee you there's a lot of people out there that didn't even know who Matt Rife was, but now they do. And if Disney and many of the main studios are any example to go by, we all know the people doing the most bitching are not the people or the majority spending money on movies or entertainment. Because when these studios make changes to suit these little crybabies, their movies tank. So for some context, I'm going to play the joke, the opening DV joke that everyone is having an issue with.
I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. a full black. It wasn't like, what happened? Yeah, it was pretty obvious what happened. But we couldn't get over the fact that we were like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is what you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, you know? And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye. Just wanted to see. I figured we start the show with domestic violence. The rest of the show should be pretty smooth sailing after that.
I'm not gonna say that people don't have a reason to be upset or triggered. Personally, as a girl who's been slapped around before by one ex and choked out by my other ex of 7 years, it didn't faze me in the least. Maybe it doesn't necessarily apply to me because I can cook. Sorry. But I get where the joke was coming from. Personally, I didn't find it amusing, not due to an oversensitivity to domestic violence, but simply because it just didn't resonate with my sense of humor. I guarantee you, though, that if Dave Chappelle had made the same joke, his delivery would have been way better. In my opinion, Matt Rife just doesn't have the experience with that kind of delivery, so if he had done the joke over, had more experience, I feel like the delivery would have been better, but it just came out like he was trying too hard to offend people. And so that's why the joke didn't really land. For me personally, it was more of an oof. He did try to save it by saying that he was trying to see whether or not people were going to be fun. I think that was his way of saying, I just want to see how sensitive you guys are. Not necessarily because he thought it was funny either, but I think he just wanted to trigger the audience to see if this is the kind of audience that's for him. It's like the typical scenario when Disney child actors break free from the Disney bubble and then they go buck wild to shed their innocent image. They probably avoid being typecast, similar to what Miley Cyrus did, and it feels like Matt is doing the same thing to break away from his pretty boy is funnier because he's pretty and redefine his public image. It seems as though Matt Rife wants to be taken seriously, and so he's basically showing all the women and children that are in love with him and objectifying him, you know, that they're probably there for the wrong reasons, and he wants to offend people, or rather he wants to make jokes for audiences that can actually take the kind of jokes he wants to tell. That is the point of jokes, to make people feel uncomfortable too. There are different types of humor, and that is very much a type of humor that people can relate to.
I'm gonna tell you, help. I'm hung like a mule.
He said he's hung like a mule.
Ask me why. I'm 65. She's 41.
4 questions ago I asked that.
Why do you deserve this?
Are you asking me why I think you deserve her?
No.
That's a deep question.
Why do I deserve a 41-year-old?
No, I'm asking how you met. I'd say deserve. It wasn't that deep at all. How could you don't? Oh my God.
Hey,
What's up, man? Why are you standing like you're doing magic right now? Coming down! How big this fucking drink is right here. Yeah, that looks like the shit you throw on a head coach after you win the Super Bowl, bro. Yours is a different thing. That's a mule? No, that's a mule.
That's why there's a sect in comedy called roasting. You know, I don't argue that if you want to know how emotionally mature someone is as a friend or a person, roast them.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Cheers.
You hear it?
I hear noise, but I don't hear
Put it up to your ear.
Don't stop your
So roasting people, especially if you know it's not being done maliciously, friends should be able to make fun of each other. That's one of the things I enjoyed about having guy friends and why I didn't really vibe with females that much. I know every tomboy female says the same thing and it sounds cliche, and then you have other women calling us pick-me's just because we don't want to hang around their drama and diva thought lifestyle. Trust me, I live that. But I can honestly say, growing up around guys, they're way less sensitive and offended about things. You can even make fun of their insecurities, and the fact that you're making fun of their insecurities and making light of it, and they know you're not being malicious about it, makes them feel at ease. It makes them feel worse when you have to pussyfoot around them to not hurt their feelings. It makes them feel like there's a reason why they should feel that way. And trust me, like I said, it's not all girls that act like that, but girls that actually know how to laugh and have fun, who don't take things overly sensitive and overly offended, I fuck with you. But from my experience, most of them are like, oh, I can't believe you said that. Oh my God, it's so misogynist. Like, you'll be making the joke about yourself. Like, I'll legitimately be making a joke about myself with the girls around a room filled with girls, and I'll say some shit to legitimately make fun of myself, and I'm like, wow, I'm a dumb bitch. And they're like, girl, you need to work on that misogyny. And I'm staring at them like, bitch, the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry, that's just it's not that deep. You need to go see a therapist. Clearly, this projection is an issue from some deep-seated darkness or issue that you personally have, where you have to see that in everything around you and everyone around you. I admit, being around guys, growing up around guys also helped toughen me up. Now, of course, when I hit puberty and all my male friends started having a crush on me, that happened a little less, the whole roasting thing. And I'm now aware that a lot of that had to do with pretty privilege. I get it, even though at the time I was unaware of it. And you can't really blame them for that, because we girls do the same thing around cute guys. Like, you know, if you look cute, your male friends are like, they start to make fun of you a little less, or the jokes start to become a little flirty and less like savage as they used to be. But even still, I welcome my friends making fun of me, and I was doing the same. It's like a brother and sister relationship, and you know exactly where the other person is coming from.
Don't be shy about having a giant piece of cardboard. What do you mean? 3 girls walk into a comedy show, 1 pregnant, 1 divorced, and 1 virgin? Wow. You've all been fucked in one way or another. That's amazing. Jesus, who's the virgin? Aww. How old are you? 23. God damn, get it together. This is fucking Arizona. There's some 23-year-old grandmas in here somewhere. What's the hesitation? You're waiting till marriage will make you go to die alone. Is it because of religious reasons? What's your religion? Christian? Okay. Well, some other Christians in here who also love dick. I mean, you could be both. You could be both. All right, viewers, relax. Jesus Christ. Now, who's pregnant? You're pregnant? Wasn't it kind of fun, though?
Therefore, if you go to a comedy sketch as a mature individual, you have to know that you're going there fully comprehending that anything said in that room is not to be taken seriously. That's like buying a hooker for an hour and thinking that you're on a date with the prospects of your future wife or husband. Like, what? I'm sorry, if that is your reaction, then you're a fucking idiot. That's like going to the gym and getting triggered that everybody's working out and trying to be healthy. It's like going to meditation class and getting upset that everyone's being quiet and calm. It's like going to a sports event and getting triggered that people are playing sports. Gasp. Like, time and place and context heavily matters in the situation. And it's funny how people nowadays are supposed to be progressive and yet don't understand this. The other thing I find absolutely hypocritical is that this guy is telling jokes. And yes, a lot of the jokes are about women. I've heard some people in some of their weird clips on TikTok claiming that if he's trying to be for the guys and garner more of a guy audience, because that's actually better for business long term, and let's be honest, less of a risk being how fickle a lot of females are badly representing the rest of us, then like, why is he talking about women? Have you seen half of the female comedians? 90% of what they talk about and dog on are men, and that's completely fine. But when a guy makes fun about his experiences with women, oh, it's not allowed. Also, I find it rich that these same people had no problem with him making fun of women for the majority of the crowd work stuff that he does. But now, because he told a joke that they particularly weren't interested in, now all of a sudden he hates women? Really? So why were you all fans of his up until this point? Like, that was your breaking point? Like, come on. So are we women so fickle and so overly sensitive and emotional that we cannot handle being the butt of jokes? Again, I know people are gonna walk back to the whole domestic abuse isn't funny. You're right. It's not. And everybody knows that. And yes, I will agree, as I've said before, his delivery was not really great at all. As a matter of fact, from the middle to the end of the special is where he actually starts to relax, becomes a little less nervous, and a little more himself. And near to the end, when he is actually reliving a moment in real life, where he actually starts getting upset, and you can see like how naturally the comedy starts flowing out of him when he's legitimately mad about something. That's the time it's like legitimately funny. The same kind of thing happens to me based on what my friends have said. For some reason, when I get angry, apparently that's when I'm the funniest. You know, when I'm not even trying to be, and I don't find it funny personally. But my friends claim that I'm hilarious when I'm angry because the shit that just comes out of my mouth just sounds funny to them. And based on what they say, they just start cracking up. And for the life of me, I don't really understand why that is. But occasionally I will look back, for example, at videos I've made, like the Land Before Time videos, where I'm upset. Like in the moment, I'm legitimately upset for some stupid reason at a cartoon. And I end up laughing at myself because of the stupid things I say when my veins are popping.
Me, Petrie. And I'm Sarah, a 3-horn, of course. What's the matter, Allie? I'm afraid.
Wow.
Honest, they're really, really nice. But Littlefoot, they're not long necks like us.
Them is not white people like us.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Nobody asked you that a bitch ass thing. You better shut the fuck up before I knock your fucking head off your shoulders, old ugly ass bitch. Stupid ass.
I'm a gangster. Who you talking to? I lived here.
Oh, don't worry.
myself a funny person. I'm actually quite cringe. Matt Rife legitimately is funny. Not with everything, but definitely when he's insulting people or doing crowd work. That is his strength. So I don't even understand why he would be ashamed of something like that. You know me, I'm the queen of making light about a situation and joking about it. And people do that because it stings a little less. More people should learn how to do that. Those people who are having an issue with Matt Rife are also doing the same thing that he's doing, which is the hypocrisy of it all. And these same people who were calling him hot as hell are all of a sudden now calling him Big Mouth, the cartoon character. And the I'm sorry, it's actually pretty funny because like I can totally see the resemblance. But what's even funnier is that the same people that are making these jokes that were objectifying him were holding their pelican-sized mouths open for a chance that he'll stuff their throats with himself. But all of a sudden, he made a no-no joke, and now he looks like a cartoon character that looks like someone made it out of paste and mayonnaise. Like, I mean, off topic though, what the fuck are these designs? Anyway, that whole ordeal in and of itself is what's freaking hilarious. It's not even that funny. You see, like, this constant attempt, though, to cancel comedians often stems from this misunderstanding of, like, the nature of comedy itself. Like, people forget that comedy is a form of expression that relies on exaggeration, satire, and pushing boundaries and making people uncomfortable. People forget also that comedians use humor to address societal issues and challenge norms and provide a unique perspective on various topics. Oh, but nowadays, in the age of social media and cancel culture, many people who just want to take the fun out of everything take jokes out of context or perceive them as offensive without considering the comedian's intent. Like, these same people will tie a bag around their cat's waist or watch their cat get scared of a bag and watch them fly watch them fly around a room while recording and watch them fly around a room and they call it funny, you know, put it up on their TikTok, and they'll have people in the comment section saying, oh no, it's abuse, even though the cat isn't hurt. And that's a lot of people's way of playing with their pets, because cats can do some messed up shit too when they're playing with you. My cat had this thing where she would try to launch herself from under the dining table to purposely trip us, and one time I tripped and I hurt my head. And my cat found it so amusing, because it really was funny. Cat's probably thinking that's what you get for not having reflexes. Or the guy who slapboxes his dog and the dog boxes him back, and you can see that the dog is having fun. But people have an issue with it because they don't understand the context, even though it's very clearly in front of their faces. Like this comment, which I'm sure this person is probably trolling because they understand that there are enough of these comments where people will look at this and find some hint of abuse in it. Like, it could be the most wholesome thing ever, and they're like, you're abusing him and making him feel afraid.
Let me show you how I protected.
See, he's barely touching the dog. And when I play with my boxer pit, I rough play with her. Like, we actually rough play. I'll pick her up and swing her around, and when she starts getting the zoomies after she realizes that we're playing, she gets kind of rough too, and it's freaking fun. Like, have you seen how dogs play with each other? But people will find the abuse in that somehow. It's okay to not find it funny or amusing, but like trying to ruin people's lives over that shit, that's just bizarre to me. Look, I understand that comedy is subjective, and what one person finds funny, another might find offensive. But the very act of canceling comedians for jokes that are meant to be humorous rather than malicious only ends up stifling creativity and hindering people's freedom of expression. See, the very fact that these people can come out and express themselves about why they don't find the joke funny is a testament to free expression. But now you're trying to take away somebody else's ability to express themselves freely without being smart enough to realize that it can have a domino effect and take away your ability to express yourself freely. If you don't like the joke or you don't find it funny, then don't laugh and don't watch it. Laughing at someone falling down in those compilation videos doesn't mean that you enjoy watching people get hurt. Laughing at a cat almost having its heart freaking stopped because it turned around and saw a freaking green cucumber that wasn't sitting there a moment ago doesn't mean that you enjoy terrorizing cats or you want to see the cat get hurt or scared. It's the reaction that the cat has that's hilarious to you. And these people are generally like playing around with their cats because cats do the same shit to each other. Scaring your friend or seeing the look of horror on your friend's face when he didn't realize that you were around the corner doesn't mean that you want to go out of your way to stop your friend's heart. See, that time when I rolled down the stairs when I was rushing to bring my uncle a set of clothes for my little brothers that were staying over with their cousins, and I fell down the freaking stairs, literally rolled head over heels down the stairs like a freaking bowling ball and slammed into the wall while still holding onto the clothes that were still neatly folded in my arms because I held onto them like a freaking vice because they were so freaking important. That was freaking hilarious. My ex-boyfriend was there at the time. He had just come in waiting at the front door and was cracking up. And I remember the look on his face when he saw me crash out from the staircase. For some reason, I was able to see that. In all my instances where I have fallen downstairs, I was always able to make out the look on people's faces who were watching me fall down the stairs. Craziest thing ever. Then he looked back up towards the staircase at the top, I guess imagining what the hell was going on or whether or not I'd been pushed, and obviously I was fine because I was laughing my ass off. I immediately sprung back up, so he was laughing, I was laughing, and the funniest part about all of it, again, was the fact that the clothes that I was holding, the stack of clothes for my brothers, was just still neatly folded in my arms. Not a wrinkle in sight. And it's so freaking hilarious. And the thing is, after I fell, I instantly got, like, there was no downtime. I instantly rolled into my standing position, sprung back up like a freaking weasel prairie dog hybrid, and ran towards the front door. I couldn't even breathe. I was laughing so freaking hard. And I told my uncle what happened. And my uncle, like the second one, he's like the king of laughing at people. Let me tell you, holy shit. God forbid you mess up in front of him. He will never ever let you live that shit down. Like 12 years later, he's still laughing about it and telling everyone. I love my uncle so much. Like, he can take a dark situation and turn it so freaking funny. And I told him what happened when I ran out with the clothes, and I said, don't worry, uncle, the clothes are still neatly folded, ready to go. He was cracking up because he had the imagery of his head, like in his head of me rolling down the stairs, and he was basically like, Allie, thanks for prioritizing the safety over the fabrics, you know, over your own life, or something like that. I can't remember what he said. What he said, the way he said it was way funnier. Now, of course, if I was like an elderly 200-pound person, that would probably not have been as funny, or maybe it would have. I don't know. If that 200-pound elderly person was still holding onto the clothes, like, if they were still holding onto the clothes neatly as they broke their hips down at every step, like, context matters. And obviously, not in the moment, but I would love to believe that if that were the case and I was an old person and I died in a really funny way, that I would leave the world making people laugh rather than cry. I would love to leave that kind of legacy to the world, because I know people wouldn't be laughing at the fact that I got hurt. They would be laughing at the way I did. I feel like people should be okay to find things funny because some things are just legitimately funny. I'm sorry. How many times have we seen people, or we've also fallen victim to slipping on ice and almost breaking our asses? The whole act of your body just going swish and you suddenly going from a vertical position to a horizontal position while still sliding down the road with both your shoes just suddenly gone and not knowing where they are is freaking hilarious. I'm sorry. Maybe it's also the environment I grew up in and also my culture. I'm telling you, my culture, shut up phone, my culture, you cannot be sensitive. You cannot be a sensitive person and grow up in they will eat you alive. Like, it made me a stronger person. It also made me a stronger victim to my bullies. Like, people tried to make fun of me and they would just pull things from out of the air to try and make fun about me, like, and I would just agree with them. And after a while, I got, like, you know, I got kind of annoying for them because they couldn't do anything to make me cry. I didn't want friends, so it's not like I was looking for their approval. I didn't care about it. Oh, we don't want to be your friend. Oh, thanks. You did me a favor. I didn't want friends anyway. And so they went back to just outcasting me, which, again, I was completely fine with because as an introvert, I would rather you leave me the fuck alone. I also love how in every situation where the popular boys had a crush on me, they would come to me in secret and try to ask me out. Like, what did they think was going to happen? You're popular. I'm the person being bullied. If we're dating, like, are we supposed to be doing this behind your friend's back who are also popular? Like, I just don't really get it. But then they would ask me out, and then when I tell them no, they get upset and try to pull out an insult from out of the air that doesn't even fit. Like, yeah, that's why you ugly. To which I would reply, well, you must be desperate as fuck then since you're asking me out, bro, but what do I know, right? Or one of the guys who had always made fun of me asked me out in secret, like on another occasion, and when I turned him down because I know, weird, you know, how I'm not interested or attracted to a dude who was constantly terrorizing me throughout the whole school year. Funny, you know, that doesn't get me wet. But anyway, the guy is like, well, that's why my hair's longer than yours and I'm a guy. Said the guy with the pigtails down to his waist. To which I would reply while laughing, honey, that's not the flex you think it is. Like, I never took those insults seriously either because I understood it was because their pride was hurt and it had nothing to do with me clearly. But that was also around the time when I started finding my voice and I realized I can talk back too. And I get it. Like, most of the insults these people gave, especially the very pretty boys, you know, because it's usually those are the guys that come at you, they were so rudimentary because they never had to be funny in their lives, I guess, because they were just naturally very pretty and they expected girls like me to just fall in line and worship them, even though they spent the majority, you know, of our time at school making fun of me because my dad was middle class and owned one sports car and their parents owned 16 cars. 2 of them were like Lamborghinis and Aston Martins and whatever, and mansions with 2 gigantic pools on their 70-acre plot of land, which is basically their front yard, and had grown-up parties and private jets. God forbid the poor girl turns them down. Oh, the freaking, the blasphemy, you know? So that's what all this blowback is giving as well. These girls feel rejected in some weird ass way because Matt didn't meet their expectations and didn't bow down and continue telling jokes exactly the way they wanted him to tell them. It ruined their whole perception of him, and so all of a sudden they become hostile and all of a sudden he's ugly now, right? Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying, instead of immediately resorting to cancel culture, why don't women prove everyone wrong? Like, I don't know, instead of becoming overly emotional and bickering on the internet about how offensive he is, like maturely engage in open dialogue or take it for what it is. Not that deep. Girl, like, if your girlfriend says that you got a fat ass or calls you fatty, especially if you know you're not, and even if you are, I would understand, like, I would hope that you would have the kind of relationship that you understand that's not coming from a place of malice. I can't tell you how many times people made fun of me growing up by calling me this character named Stickly. Well, that's what the grown-ups called me. That's what they used to call me. People called me, like, bony ass. Like, my uncle legitimately pushed me off his lap one time because he was like, Jesus, your bony behind is slicing up my knee, man, or something to that effect. And even as a kid, I laughed at this, as did all the other adults around, because we all understood that he was joking. Okay, maybe he wasn't joking. Maybe it was like partial truth to it, which is why it was probably funny. But I could understand that maybe it's painful when you have bone sitting on bone, but it's not that serious. I would have been more embarrassed if I had remembered me crying over something like that. Then when I went to school, my friends would all make fun of me for being skinny and saying I don't eat. One of my friends, legitimately a guy, by the way, this wasn't at school, it was like, I think in my neighborhood, and he told the other guys, y'all want to see a magic trick? He then turned to me, or like faced me, and then he took me by the shoulders, then turned me like to my side, so my side was facing them, and then he was like, Allie, where'd you go? Shit, she's gone. And everyone was laughing and I was laughing because honestly, in the moment, the way he delivered it was better because he did the whole movement and stuff like that. I was actually laughing because like I didn't expect that's what he was gonna do. And like, it took me a few seconds to get the joke and I was like, wow, fucking idiot. Likewise, my fat friend, she would make skinny jokes about me and I would make fat jokes about her. And I know she was joking and she knew I was joking. Like she once made the remark like, oh, if we're getting attacked or something like that, you know, she would use me as a javelin. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny because like I've never heard anyone say that. That was a new one for me, but I made a joke about her. Like we were on top of the roof one time and she was smoking. I was standing over there because I want to get secondhand smoke. And we're standing on the roof of the building and we had looked over the edge and what did I say? I can't remember exactly what I said, but we were talking about something like, you know, how it feels when you're standing over the edge, blah, blah, blah. And she made some weird ass remark or something, and I said you should jump down first so I can use you to break my fall, you know. And she was laughing. Like we just had that kind of relationship. I miss her. Like she was cool as fuck, I swear to God. Like, and I also know that anyone came at her, tried to insult her maliciously by calling her fat, I would throw sand in their face. Like, context matters. Maybe these people didn't go to school or something. Maybe these people bitching about Matt Rife, you know, their parents grew them up to constantly see themselves as victims. But when you constantly see victimhood in everything, you become a prisoner of your own perception. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.